once a noble oath of the crown paladin of the human kingdom known as Valoria, in the capital city of Velair. Now a disgraced fallen paladin searching for the ones responsible for the murder of the royal family. Ashalamale Alexandros was an orphan, from the orphanage of Alexandros. Ashalamale was too young when he was dropped off at the orphanage to know his true last name, and no last name was given when he was dropped off, but all orphans are given the last name stating what orphanage they are from in Valoria. In fact, besides his first name, the only other thing that was left with him was an ocarina, which he still carries with him today. He grew up on his own, but all the other children loved spending time with him, because on occasion Alexandros could sprout glowing white wings from his back, and he would fly around with the other children while the wings lasted. Because he was always naturally bigger and stronger than the others, he leaned toward keeping the other orphans safe. There was a moment in Alexandros' life, when he was around 16, where he was doing just that, protecting the other younger, smaller orphans. Some local thugs were hassling the orphans, trying to convince them to do the thugs some not-so-legal favors in return for some coin. Alexandros always had a knack for reading lips, and he always had extremely good eyesight. Alexandros noticed the whole interaction, and he chose to intervene. Though Alexandros was only 16, he was already 6 feet tall, and quite muscular at that. People would listen when Alexandros spoke, some people would even swear that they were drawn to him. However, Alexandros was not very good with his words, and people would often misunderstand what he was trying to say. This was just such an occasion. Alexandros, leave them alone, they don't want anything to do with you, but if you insist on bothering them, I will. Now, what Alexandros meant to say was, leave them alone, they are just children trying to get by in this town, but if you don't leave them alone, I will be forced to call for the guard. Alexandros was trying to be reasonable, but the thugs took what he said as a personal threat. Without saying anything in kind, the thugs attacked Alexandros. This is not the first time the way Alexandros said something has gotten him into a fight, and it would not be the last, but that is another story. This was a 4-on-1 fight, which anyone watching would think was extremely unfair. But as it was mentioned earlier, Alexandros was strong. Alexandros took the first punch heading his way, but then he unleashed his wings. With his wings out, Alexandros was filled with divine energy, and he fought back. With one punch, Alexandros knocked out one of the thugs, and the others grabbed their friend, started running away, and saying, "We ain't fightin' no angel." Some of the local guards saw what was going on and were about to step in, before Alexandros handled it. The guards approached and offered Alexandros a place within their ranks. Alexandros accepted the offer, thinking that it was a good opportunity. Alexandros moved through the ranks quickly, until one day he was promoted into the royal guard and trained as a paladin. He finally took pride in the name Alexandros and after a while wore it like a badge. A symbol showing how far he had risen from nothing. Alexandros was responsible for keeping the crowned prince safe from harm, a responsibility he took very seriously. One evening, while Alexandros had the night watch, the castle fell under attack by assassins. There was the sound of fighting and dying all over the castle, but Alexandros stood his post, ready to protect the prince. The other guard with Alexandros that night, Kalian, who was assigned to watch the princess across the hall, was a friend he had made during his paladin training, ran into the princess's room after they both heard screaming from within. Alexandros started to hear someone bump into something within the prince's room, and stormed in. Alexandros saw two individuals clad in all black approaching the sleeping prince. Alexandros drew his glaive, the weapon he was trained with because his unique ability to fly gave him more reach, and attacked the individuals. While defending the prince, one of the assassins that Alexandros was fighting stuck him with some kind of magic or poisoned blade that had a paralysis effect, making Alexandros watch the person he was charged with protecting die right in front of him. The assassins chose to leave Alexandros alive because he ain't no threat. After a few moments after they left, Alexandros could move again. He looked at the prince, but couldn't think of that now, there was still fighting going on. Alexandros ran across the hall and saw a similar sight. The princess was also dead, but Kalian was nowhere to be seen. All Alexandros could find of Kalian was his shield on the ground next to the princess's broken window by a large puddle of blood. Alexandros left the room to go help anyone else he could find. However, it was too late, the fighting was over. Of all the royal guardians, Alexandros was the only one to survive the attack. Alexandros was quickly taken into custody and charged with treason and regicide. There were several noble families who were very vocal and adamant about this punishment. It would seem, however, that Alexandros' good work and reputation would save him. Instead of execution, Alexandros' punishment would be banishment. For failing to protect the prince, Alexandros was disgraced and exiled. For not being able to uphold his oath, Alexandros was now considered an oath breaker, something, at least for now, Alexandros has chosen to embrace, because with that came power, a dark power that he was going to use. That night also cost Alexandros his wings. Since that night, whenever he tries to bring out his wings, skeletal shadowy wings that cause fear in anyone close to him out instead, that do not allow him to fly. Exiled and alone, Alexandros wanders the land on a journey of redemption and revenge. After spending a few years searching, with no leads or direction, Alexandros was lost and alone. He kept hearing the same thing everywhere he went: if you're looking for help, head to the bastion. So, after a while, that is what Alexandros did. Alexandros went to Hope's Bastion, an independent neutral city in the middle of the continent, full of would-be heroes and adventurers. Alexandros felt like he had no other choice but to venture to Hope's Bastion, seeing it as his last hope of finding any information that could lead him to his goal, leading him to those that took everything from him.